Actually, I programmed it. So I'm Norman Rokke from the U.S. And the mazes in this game were generated or created by a woman named Andrea Gilbert in the UK. And she has a website where these are located, www.clickmazes.com. And there are many other puzzles there of a maze type, but even other things. So it's a whole hodgepodge. There are a lot of things there, and I found these about 10 to 15 years ago and found them very interesting. And I contacted her and asked her for permission to implement some of the things on her website for the TI community, so I could take them to the various meetings and distributed them to people that were interested, and she gave me her permission. So she is responsible for any entertainment value you get out of playing these games. I had nothing to do with that. I don't have the skills to do that. And if you find these entertaining, I would suggest that you might write her an email and let her know. Okay? Not necessary, but she's the one that provides that entertainment. All I did was put this into a program that allows you to run this on your TI, either an emulator in the real machine. Okay? And my email is here. If after this presentation or sometime in between you decide that you would like this file, I'd like you to sign this sheet of paper, pass it around, and I can either send you the file in an email. I'll get your email address from David Kane, or if there's some time afterwards, and if you have a memory stick or something to transfer it to, I can transfer the file to you. Also, if you want the file, let me know whether you want a V99 file format or TI files. I can supply either one depending upon the emulator that you use. And one thing I might point out, the name of this program is Tilt Mazes. Tilt Mazes, that's the name that Andrea gave to them. And I took advantage of the first word and stressed a couple of the letters more than the others, you might notice. Okay. So, I have directions here. They're not very extensive, so let's go there. And once you see these and once you play the maze, you won't never need to use that again, probably. So, in case you can't read this, a red ball sits in a flat tray containing a blue square, which is the goal. Now, she also generated some other mazes that are multi-goal mazes, where they have a maze and there are several blue squares that you have to collect by moving around. And I haven't figured out quite how to implement that yet. If I do, that's something else for further work. The challenge is to guide the ball around the tray and collect the blue square. In this case, there's only one, so that's why I made it singular. Tilt the tray to literally start the ball rolling. The ball rolls in a straight line until it hits a wall, and then you can tilt again. So those are the directions that she had on her site, and I modified the last bit of that. She sort of had a run-on sentence without the period in there. So that's the prospect. And again, once you see this, you won't have any question about how to operate this, I don't think. Since TI is largely, in many cases, a menu-driven program, I set it up in that fashion. And there are a total of 14 mazes. And I know some people are familiar with hexadecimal, but I went with just a strict letter combination to not confuse people and may be confused by hexadecimals if I went that way. So I'm going to pick the first maze. And so there you see the red ball and the blue square. This one is almost trivial. I'll run through this. You use the normal arrow keys, ESDX for the directions. So if you press up, the ball will roll in that direction. Okay. So who wants to start? What do we want to do first?
Right.
right,
Down.
down,
Right.
Left.
Left. No, right, left,
Right.
up,
Or left, yeah.
left,
Left,
up,
up.
right, up, left, down. and
Molte
it's
si
right.
allarga, yeah.
No,
Right.
right,
One move from right, up,
right, up. No, right.
right.
E ricominciamo.
Right? We got it?
oh, I
Restart it.
I'm back. Sorry, I reset. Sorry for reset.
Oh, right. Good day.
We can duplicate what we already did. We were there, I believe.
Right.
Now, D for right.
Up,
Up.
left, down, right, and it's finished.
Yeah.
Now, just a little bit about the information. It's an extended basic program. The operation of your input and checking of that, it's all done within extended basic. I used assembly language for speeding up the character redefinition that I had to do. There wasn't a lot of that, but I used it for that. And also for the display on the screen so that you didn't have to wait an inordinate amount of time for that. And so at this point, notice that you cannot use the arrow keys anymore because you've solved the puzzle. What's the point of moving the ball around anymore? And so you can either press M for menu, R for restart, or Q to quit. And so for menu, go back. Now you can play to your heart's content or discontent, depending on how challenging the mazes may be. You'll just get frustrated.
Yeah.
You may still get frustrated if you solve all the others. But,
Yeah.
so
Sì.
that one's not probably quite so obvious.
Qualcuno fa il reverse engineering.
It was suggested to me also that I count the number of moves that you make so you can keep track of that. Andrea didn't do that in her puzzle. I thought about it, but I don't know what the minimum number of moves is, except for A specifically. I know that for sure. For the other ones, what I may do, I might work these myself and see what kind of number I can get and make that information available. Beyond that, I really have no way of proving that that might be the shortest path. Okay, so that's the reason for not including that. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.